everyone, it's July 25th, 2017, and it's been several months since my last DBS related video. For that I apologize. A lot has happened in the last few months. I'm engaged to a wonderful man. Okay. So, it's been several months since my last adjustment. There was a scheduling issue. Either I was foolishly under the assumption that he was going to schedule me, or he was going to schedule me but didn't. I think it's more of the first, but I got it taken care of. My next adjustment is August 4th. And to talk about the process I've been going through for the past few months, first of all, you have a lot to adjust to. I'm just going to put it out there. Suddenly, you're able to do things you haven't been able to do in years, or maybe have never been able to do, in my case, because I've had tremors since I was a little girl. Things as simple as holding a single dish in your hand without spilling anything, or having to worry about knocking food or liquid everywhere. Handwriting, I've been practicing because I haven't regularly written anything in years. Type is another story. But because you're using muscle groups maybe you haven't ever before, particularly when your body compensates in other ways for the tremors, it leaves you very sore. Incredibly sore, or at least that's been my experience. Granted, I had back and shoulder and neck issues before the DBS surgery, so there is part of what I'm dealing with that I'm having difficulties to discern if it's just more of the same with the back, shoulders, and neck, or if it's something that's been exacerbated by the surgery or the strength of the current or this, that, the other. Apologies, I didn't write anything down. I just kind of decided, hey, let's make a video. I have had balance issues, but that's only because, again, I no longer have to compensate quite like I did. It's a little weird. My right foot doesn't drag as much when I walk now. In fact, it really doesn't drag itself at all. But I'm at the point where I'm feeling good about where we are with the current. It's just, I can hold my hand out like this. No, I'm not doing any type of salute. I'm just trying to illustrate the fact that I can hold my hand outwards and it will be straight, but when I bring it back towards me, there's still this tremor that the neurologist wanted to address, because that's basically the range of motion for when you eat. So my hand will be steady, steady, steady when I lift it up off the plate, but when I bring it towards me, it'll start shaking again. He wants to try and adjust it to see if we can deal with that. However, there's a possibility that there may not be much that they're able to do, and I'm okay with that because most of the shaking has gone, and the severity in which it affects me while I'm eating is significantly less. Having said that, if he thinks we can, fix it, then by all means, but I want to have a talk with him at this appointment and see what he thinks, where his thoughts are. Largely because if he's not convinced we can do anything about it, I just want to go ahead and get the second half done, and see if he would be willing to send me back to the neurosurgeon. Largely because one-handed tasks, sure I can do. Two-handed tasks, not so much. And really a lot of tasks that involve moving things or holding on to dishes. Whereas before, I used to grip onto dishes with both hands, you know, and keep it close to my chest and use the leverage from pressing it against me. You know how it goes. But now I can't do that because now one hand is steady and the other is not. So if I try to use both hands, I'm holding onto a plate or a bucket of water or something, it becomes a mess. So I'm hoping to get the second half done relatively soon. Part of this is because I just want to get the shaving of my head and growing my hair back out over with. I'd like to have hair by the time I get married. I got engaged early June. So, in terms of other side effects, I've had, they're rare, and it's usually about every 2 or 3 months, have to turn the DBS off for about a day to 2 days. Largely because the regular pain that I deal with due to pinched nerves and things like that, in terms of my shoulder and arm, becomes too intense for me to deal with. Today is an example of that. If I seem a little distracted, it's because I'm a little stoned. That's how I deal with the level of pain that I deal with, because aspirin does tiddly squat. And I'd rather take something that is safe and has been known to assist me in the past than just continue trying to shovel aspirin down my throat. Let me think here. There have been mood and personality changes, I've noticed. Or at least I think there have. Granted, it could be my anxiety telling me, hey, you know, you're not feeling like yourself. The depression has been significantly worse in some respects. Largely in that agent of executive function that I don't really have to begin with, between being on spectrum and other issues. It's just I've not really felt like myself. But that just could simply, again, be anxiety about the whole process. So your mileage may vary. I have had residual headaches. There are times when the place, like now, right here, where they did a lot, is sore. It's not like your usual headache, it's more just like sore. And that's probably the scalp, in all honesty, because the brain doesn't feel pain. It's helped a little bit, though, as much as I feel like the depression has been worse the past few months. It has helped bolster my confidence a bit, because I'm able to do things that I haven't been able to do for years. The story I'd like to tell, my roommate found this completely hilarious, is the first meal I cooked for myself. It wasn't the healthiest thing in the world, but the first meal I cooked for myself following this whole series of adjustments and such, because it's a process, was bacon. There's, being able to cook for myself has really been a game changer. Again, being able to handwrite things again, big game changer. Anyway, that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, I shall respond in the comments, or if you want to hit me up privately, that's fine too. But I will have another video after my next visit with the neurologist. Bye, guys.